Do it because you have to. This is going to be the title of today's podcast. Stay tuned to find out more on what I'm talking about.
Manifest mindset with me.
Hello and welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm Afform Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. The struggle is all too real with most of us. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. You will always come across some type of struggle, whether it be big or whether it be small. And in the world of manifestation and trying to manifest the life that you want, it can be quite hard to get back on track. When it comes to manifesting, especially those of us who affirm or we script, we try and visualize. When we waver a lot, our manifestations struggle to come through. Because there's always some doubt, we're feeling down, we're feeling low, so we just can't keep up with just living life normally while our manifestations come, and we just kind of live it just knowing that it's going to happen. And so what tends to happen is we replace our affirmations that we've been saying to ourselves with affirmations that doesn't serve us. It's in opposition to what we want. We start visualizing things to the opposition of what we want, etc. And when that happens, we end up going and beating ourselves up about it. Then we get more negative and the cycle just grows and continues. And you just think, well, how can I stop this? Like, I'm sick and tired of going back and forth with my mind, back and forth with affirmations, back and forth with trying to manifest and not seeing the fruits of my labor. How can I get there? Well, it's the same as if you was going to start a new business. It could be big, small, it could be a YouTube channel, it could be anything. You cannot rely on inspiration and motivation for you to either start or continue. You need to write down basically a checklist of things that you have to do when you have a business. Think of a logo, a business name, a logo. If it's just going to be you, do you intend to maybe have helpers later on? Whatever it is that you need to do, you do a little plan. And every single day you will chip away at that plan until you get to where you want to go. So why not take that same approach and do it with manifestation? Okay, so when you're feeling down and you're trying to manifest, you're wavering, your visualization is all over the place, your affirmations all over the place, your thoughts all over the place. Why not chip away at the manifestation like it's a business plan, a business that you're doing for yourself? It's like, okay, today, things are not going right, and you just say, oh, things are always working out for me. Things always work out for me. Things cannot help but work out for me. If you start to tell yourself that this is what I need to do every single day, throughout the day, or put time schedules in, and do it because you have to. Same thing, you want to lose weight, you want to gain a little bit of muscle. You can think about it and watch as many images and videos you can online, unless you actually start chipping away at the plan that you set for yourself, you are never going to achieve that goal. And it's the same thing with manifestation. When you are wavering and you're struggling, and the more you waver and struggle, sometimes the more the negativity comes in, the more of you not working at what you want to do and what you want to achieve. So it will come in handy if this works, set a little plan aside. It doesn't have to be a big plan. In the morning, just as I get up, I will say these affirmations. It could be one affirmation, it could be two affirmations, it could be three. It doesn't really matter. And then on my lunch break, I will spend 2-3 minutes saying these affirmations. And before I go to bed, I'll be saying these affirmations. Now, these affirmations could be different. It could be the same or said in different ways. Whatever it is, it could be manifestations for being a good manifestor. You can do manifestations for the actual desire that you want, and then you can do affirmations for gratitude and thankfulness. You can mix it up, you can do whatever you like, but the whole goal is that you want to get through the days and get through the weeks, and eventually, sooner rather than later, start seeing your manifestations. I know in the past, especially on social media, there's lots of motivational stuff and inspirational quotes and sayings and talks and speeches, and I think it served its purpose at the time to a degree. But as life sometimes get more stressful and we becoming more and more, I don't know, in despair in some cases and frustrated, the motivation and the inspiration sometimes, if it even happens, lasts for a few moments before we're right back to feeling miserable, thinking miserable, and seeing miserable. And this is where I think you've just got to kind of put everything aside and say, no, this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve, and I have to just do it. If I wake up in the morning, I'm not going to look for motivational, I'm not going to look for inspirational, I'm going to do it. So if that means I need to do 5 push-ups, 10 push-ups, if that means I need to walk for 10 minutes, if that means, oh, this is a day where I have scheduled a healthy meal for breakfast, lunch and dinner, do it. Yeah, you're going to have days where you really can't, but I do believe if you go and you push through, you will eventually get there, and it will become a habit. And the habit will be that even when you don't feel like it, you will do it anyway. When it comes to manifestation, and depending on what road you go down, whether you're someone who's doing the alignment with people, or if you're someone who just affirm every day, whatever it is, we do have this habit of sometimes, not all of us, some of us, that when we falter and when we go straight from the line, we feel like, oh gosh, we've got to start all over again. Like all the work that we've done, it just means nothing. We just wasted our time, and because of that, we end up getting down again. Like I said, we have a habit of creating cycles, and the cycles are never, or hardly ever, positive. The cycles always end up being negative. And that is the time when you do have to say to yourself, okay, I can either keep faltering, keep with my negative thoughts, or the stuff that I'm going to do it anyway. So if it means, so for example, you want to say affirmations throughout the day, and your affirmations are, I have a brand new car. Yeah, I'm so grateful for my brand new car. This is just an example. A lot of stuff might be going on, things that are just not working out, things that just gone wrong, and they may not necessarily be big things. And what happens, our focus goes directly onto these big things, or these things that are going wrong, and the focus of what we want to manifest starts to slip away. And these are the times when you've got to put in a trigger. It could be any trigger. So the moment you're going to go down that rabbit hole of self-talk, of self-negative talk and all of it, you count to 5. I've mentioned this in podcasts before. Give yourself something, whether clap your hands, click your fingers, count to 5. You know, like, oh my God, life is always working out. Oh my God, life isn't working with me. Oh God, I need to stop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My life is amazing. Things are always working out for me. Every single day, my life gets better. Find a phrase, a sentence, or something that will counteract what you are going to that you are feeling. Now, yes, it's easier said than done, because there are times when I've been there, where there's times where I don't even want to hear nothing about positivity. I don't want to hear nothing about prayer. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, things are meant to be, or things will work out. Like sometimes I get into that deep space. I don't want to hear it, because just hearing it just cheeses me off. And it's those critical times when it's kind of like even though you're thinking that you're very frustrated, you're very angry for whatever that moment or things that caused you to be in that state of mind, say no, absolutely not. I love myself too much. I'm succeeding. I'm gonna succeed. count to 10 or find your trigger and then start the process of doing something anyway. The affirmations, the visualizations, stopping the thoughts, stopping the negative self-talk. At the end of the day, everything is up to you. People can give you advice and people can give you information and tips, but it is up to us to really kind of home in on that, and we have to find ways that we can do it. It's frustrating when you see, not frustrating, but you see people who are similar to you, but then they've managed to crack their code, and then they're talking about all the things that's manifesting, and you get triggered sometimes, not with jealousy, but with frustration on your own life. And again, every time something negative is going to come into your life via thought, you give yourself a moment and you just turn it around. And what that will do, that will help you eventually get used to it. It's almost like giving yourself some kind of self-therapy. And so anytime something like that comes along, you learn how to cope with it to the point where maybe even eventually you won't even need it anymore. So the moment you start to think negative, then a positive thought would automatically start to replace it. Now, my advice to you is to find something that resonates with you, an affirmation, something. Find an affirmation that resonates with you, whether you go online and search for it or make up your own. So, for example, you might say something like, life is great and it gets better every day. If great is too much of a push for your brain to kind of really believe, life is good and it gets better every day. Yeah? Or life is good and I know it gets better every day. So what you will do, there's some words that you might, your brain or just feel like you just can't cope with, because it's just going to say, nah, that's just nonsense, that's just not going to happen. So find something that you yourself will find believable, that you can believe, and then you can change it as you go along. You know, anything that I desire desires me more. Anything that I desire desires me more. Anything I want to manifest desires me. Yeah, or find something and write them down, and write on a piece of paper in a little tiny notebook and carry it around with you. And every time you get stuck, you take it out and read it. Think of it like this. Those of you, like if you get a really bad headache, sometimes, some of us, not all, the first thing that you might do is go and get a headache pill, and you take it because it's instant, resolves it instantly or almost instantly. Some of you who don't do pills, you might do something more herbalistic or whatever, but either so, you will reach for what you need to do to minimize that headache and eventually get rid of it. So whether you close your eyes and meditate for 5 minutes, where you're drinking more water because maybe you sometimes it's just lack of water, or maybe you need to eat, whatever it is, you are going to do something to get rid of that headache. And if you look at saying an affirmation as your pill, that will help you. And it will help you to also manifest the things that you want to do. I believe but I believe if you have those days and you want to manifest something specifically, new job, increase in wages, new home, whatever it is, and you are going through these rough times, instead of continuing to affirm the desire that you actually want, choose an affirmation. Like I said before, everything always works out for me. Things always work out for me. I know things always work out for me. No matter how my day is, things are always working out for me. Find a generic affirmation that you can use, because sometimes if you are in a bad place and you want to manifest what you want to manifest, sometimes it's just like, oh God, no, it's just not going to happen, is it? It's just not going to get there. Or you might believe it's going to happen, but it's not coming when you want. So just replace it with something else. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, don't forget to subscribe or follow. The music that you are hearing underneath is my meditation music called Waters. You can go on Spotify or Apple, any of those streaming platforms, and you can listen to my meditation music that I done myself, quite proudly. I say this, and you can listen to it. So while you're affirming or you want to meditate, I have 4 tracks up right now: Waters, Melting Cleanse, Calm, Call for Change, and is it 3? No, and Floating Dreams. And I'm working on another one that should have finished a little while ago, but I got another one coming up soon. So make sure that you follow Affirm Afform Attract on Spotify to listen there or anywhere else on streaming platforms. And don't forget to go on my YouTube channel where you can listen to my affirmation videos, and some of those videos I also got tips and advice on manifestation. Or if you want to purchase some of my MP3s, I got some affirmation on there and you can purchase those on Bandcamp. So anyway, guys, I love talking to you as always. Stay blessed and happy manifesting.